You give them the price. For whatever reason, the prospect does not buy. Now, a few weeks later, maybe a couple months later, you're following up with them. What are the words you need to say? What questions you need to ask where they actually want to listen to you? Come over to the vibe board. I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it, and then I'm going to show you the right way to do it, maybe even for your industry. You want to pay attention to this one. Now, most salespeople have been taught some format or some way like this to follow up. I'm going to show you why that's costing you deals, and then I'm going to show you the right words to use and the right tone, even maybe for your industry, okay? Hi, John, it's Jeremy Miner, just following up with you. I know we talked a few months ago because you were interested in my blank. Do you have a few minutes we can talk again? Or something like that, okay? Now, here's why this doesn't work. And I know I didn't probably use the right tone you might use, but I'm just going through this fast, okay? When you use the words following up, or I'm just circling back with you, or I'm just checking in, what do you feel the prospect is automatically thinking in their brain? What words do most 99.9% of salespeople selling anything use when they call back a lead who they're following up with they've already talked to? They always say, I'm following up with you, just following up, I'm circling back, or I'm checking in. With the prospect, most prospects are going to think, you might as well just say, I'm just calling to try to sell you something, because these are trigger words, because every salesperson uses these words in every industry. Realize this, your prospects have built up defensive mechanisms. Human beings have built up defensive mechanisms in their brain that anytime they hear or feel like they are being sold to, they automatically go into fight or flight mode. So when they hear words that they associate with salespeople, you're instantly triggering them into fight or flight mode, survival part of their brain. These words we want to relanguage. I'm going to show you which words to use in a second. Then we go back into, I know we talked a few months ago, weeks ago, whatever, because you're interested in my blank, product or service. We never, remember, you're not selling the product or service. You're selling the results of what your product or service does for them. And then a lot of us say, do you have a few minutes to talk or something like that? And what does the average prospect do? No, I don't really have time. I already got it handled, or I'm not interested. And then they hang up and it's over. Okay, I don't want you to have to lose sales that you could be making because you can help these prospects solve their problems, right? So I'm going to show you the right way to do this. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the generic way so you can plug in your industry. And then I picked about 10 different industries. Maybe you're going to get lucky and I'm going to show yours. You'll probably have to wait here to see. So write this down. This is very important for you here, okay? Here's the generic version, all right? Now, this is what we call an NEPQ connection question, all right? Connection questions are there to do three things. They're to take the focus off you, put it immediately on the prospect. The second thing it does is we want to take the prospects out of price or cost-based thinking, and we want to move them into results-based thinking. More on that in a second. The third thing we want to do, most important, is we want to disarm the prospect where they let their guard down. Because if we can't disarm them, their guard's up and it's pretty much over, as you probably have found out, okay? So here's how it sounds. Yeah, is this John? Yeah, John, hey, it's Jeremy, Jeremy Miner with XYZ Company. It looks like we talked, gosh, I want to say it was a few months ago about some problems you were having with XYZ so that you guys could ABC. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Now, it's important here. I want to show you what's called a pattern interrupt, okay? You can literally take some papers, okay? And while you're talking to that prospect in the first 20 seconds, you don't have to do it after that, you want to shuffle these on the phone. Because what it does, the prospect hears that and it triggers curiosity. What is he or she shuffling? It's strictly, I'm just interrupting their pattern. So rather than sounding like all other salespeople, I'm just checking in, I'm just following up, I'm just circling back, which triggers resistance. Now I'm triggering curiosity by interrupting their brain's pattern of what they're used to from salespeople. Okay, that's strictly what it is. I'm also going to use a familiar tone. Now this is a generic version that I'm going to show you, than industry specific. Yeah, is John there? John, hey, it's James, James Mills. We talked, I don't want to say it was, what was it, 3 or 4 months ago? You guys were having some problems with XYZ and it was preventing you from A, B, and C. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Okay, now I'm going to do that again for you. I want you to pay attention here, and I'm going to show you the nuance. Yeah, is John there? John, hey, it's Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy Miner with XYZ. We talked, I want to say that we talked, what was it, 3 or 4 months ago? You guys were having some problems with ABC that was what was it? It was preventing you from B, D, and F. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Now, what did I do here? This is a familiar tone. Have you ever got a call from anybody who's like, hey, it's Amy Smith, how are you? And what did your mind do? Instantly, like, who's Amy Smith? Who's Amy Smith? And you just answered, like, I'm doing great. How are you? You would never say, who is this? You know why? Because their tone sounds like you should already know them, like they are familiar to you. Especially if you're following up, they should know you, okay? So I want to have that little verbal pause right here. It's Jeremy Minor. And then I'm still going here. I don't want to say that too fast, okay? Because it won't work, all right? Now, what I'm doing, getting back to is the next statement. Looks like we talked a few months ago. Now, what I'm doing, I'm looking at the papers. Looks like we talked a few months ago, and then I'm going to repeat back the problem. Now, this is generic. You're not going to say problems. You're going to actually say what their problem was, okay? Looks like we talked a few months ago about some problems you were having with blank, which was causing you to blank. Okay, and then you're going to repeat back either what they wanted, or I could be repeating back the consequence of the problem. And then at the end, I'm going to say, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Now, why do I do this right here? Okay, well, first of all, why do I do this right here? Why do I want to focus on their problems with blank and either the consequence of those problems, because that caused them to feel pain, or it reminds them of the pain they had that they told you, or I want to focus on what they said they wanted that problem was preventing them from getting. And then I can say, did you give up on getting what you wanted, or what actually happened? Okay, see how I'm associating them being with me with solving their problems to get what they said they wanted, all right? Does that make sense to you? Now, I'm going to show you this for some different industries, all right?
Hey guys, Jeremy Minor here. Look, a lot of you leave comments wanting me to help you sell more. So the easiest way to get a hold of me, the quickest way, is to text me. So text me right now. It's 480-637-2944. So 480-637-2944. Listen, I started this company to help you learn how to close more deals, but do it the right way. Text me right now. Let's go ahead and get back in the training video.
Now, in this example, let's say you sell business consulting. I picked about 10 different industries here. Make sure you write this down, all right? Look at this. And let's say in this example, you're a business consultant and you help companies, let's say, put in better systems and operations to be able to scale their companies. Okay, that's why they responded to that originally. You already had a conversation, could be a call, a Zoom meeting in person, for whatever reason they didn't buy. Now you're following up with them again. Okay, yeah, is John there? Yeah, John, hey, it's Jeremy Minor. Just getting back to you. Looks like, I want to say we talked, when was it, 3 or 4 months ago, about some issues you guys were having with like your operations team. And I think you mentioned it was preventing you guys from being able to scale to, if I have the notes right, to about $10 or $12 million a month. Did you guys give up on scaling, or what actually happened? Did you guys give up on scaling the business, or what actually happened? Now, I'm either going to get one of two answers. Nobody's going to say, we gave up on scaling. They're going to tell you what actually happened. Okay, maybe, well, we were looking at this option and we decided not to buy. Oh, what option were you looking at? And then I'm back in the conversation, okay? Nobody's going to say, we gave up on the end result they said they wanted. Oh, we found somebody. Oh, who did you actually find? And now I'm back into a conversation. See what I'm doing there, okay? Same familiar tone. It's Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy Minor with XYZ Company. Yeah, I'm just getting back to you. We talked, it looks like it was, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, about some of the issues you were having with your operations team that I think you mentioned was preventing you guys from being able to scale to $12 million a month. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Now, right here, what does my tone sound like here? I want to make sure you understand this. Right here, this is a confused tone. Now, I'm not talking about a confused tone like you're 106 and you've got dementia, okay? I'm talking about you're confused on, did they give up on this, or what actually happened? Okay, confused tone triggers curiosity in the brain in this context. I'm not saying you're going to be confused like, oh, I don't know how the XYZ works, like in your presentation. That wouldn't make any sense. But in this context, yeah, getting back to it, looks like we talked, like you're confused about when they talked. Looks like we talked, I want to say it was 3 or 4 months ago, about you think you had issues with your operations team and building systems. And I think you mentioned it was preventing you guys from scaling to like $10 million a month. Did you guys give up on that, or what what actually happened? See what I'm doing there? Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to have lots of examples I'm going to show you. Now, let's say you sold residential. Now, here's what I want you to do while you're watching this, okay? Grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to follow this format and plug in your industry, because I'm going to show you the format here so you can plug in whatever you sell. And then if you have additional questions about what to do next, you can always text me. I'll give you my number here in a bit, all right? Let's say if I'm selling solar, residential. Now, I'm not selling solar panels. What am I selling if I'm selling solar? A lowered bill, and I'm protecting them against the rate hikes. Okay, that's the results of what solar does. Yeah, is John there? Yeah, John, hey, it's Jim, Jim Newcomb with XYZ. Just getting back to you, it looks like we talked, I want to say it was, when was it, 4 or 5 months ago, about you guys were talking about maybe protecting yourself against like the rate hikes that Edison was forcing you to pay, and maybe even lowering your bill. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? See, same thing, okay? I'm just repeating. Here's my familiar tone. Now, what is this? That's the verbal pause. Because see what it sounds like if I say this. Yeah, is John there? Hey, John, it's Jeremy Miner with XYZ Company getting back to you. It's too fast. It sounds like you're a salesperson, like a telemarketer. You're monotone, and it instantly is going to trigger fight or flight in the prospect's survival part of their brain. But I'm like, yeah, it's Jeremy Miner with XYZ Company, just calling you back. Looks like we talked 3-4 months ago about, I think you were about the rate hikes with Edison that they were forcing you to pay and maybe lowering your bill. Did you guys give up on lowering the bill, or what actually happened? See, now I'm talking about the consequence, okay? I can do this for every single industry. This is crazy, all right? Okay, let's say you sell life insurance, an example. Now, like I said, follow the formula for your industry. I'm going to show you how to plug in yours as well. Yeah, is Chris there? Yeah, Chris, hey, it's Jeremy Miner, calling you back. We talked, gosh, I want to say, what was it, like 6-7 months ago? You guys were asking about like the different life insurance options for your family. So like when something happens to you, that Cindy and the kids would be able to stay in the same house and school. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Same thing. Now look what I'm repeating back. I still have the familiar tone. It's Jeremy Miner, little verbal pause. It's James Miller. The verbal pause is what sticks in the prospect's brains. It's a pattern interrupt, okay? I'm interrupting their pattern. Familiar tone gives me much more time. Then I reference, we talked a few months ago, we talked a few months ago, you guys were looking at like all the different options for life insurance. So like when something happens to you, Cindy could stay in the same house and the same school for the kids. Now I'm repeating back what? What am I repeating back for life insurance? I'm repeating back the consequence. I'm repeating back what he said he wanted. Let's say if I'm talking to the guy, so Cindy and the kids could stay in the same house and school. And then I'm asking, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? It's hard for them to say we gave up on that. Now they might say, oh yeah, we went with XYZ Company. Oh, what policy did you actually get with them? And you're right back into what? A two-way conversation. Maybe you can switch them over, okay? Let's go to another completely different industry. You're gonna notice one thing, the format is very similar. Okay, in this example, let's say you sell home improvement now, okay? And like I said, I'll give you an opportunity to maybe text me for your industry in a second. Okay, same thing. Yeah, is John there? Yeah, John, hey, it's James Miller. We talked, gosh, I want to say we were talking 5-6 months ago. You guys had me over to your house looking at like the different options to maybe upgrade your cabinets so you could sell the home for like a higher price. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Same concept. Now, what am I doing? I'm getting back to, I'm still shuffling the papers. Now, if they're over at the house, or let's say you sell B2B and you're at their business, you had me over to your headquarters. What you can always modify. Had me over your home, looking at the different options to what's the end result of cabinets for this person. I'm just repeating back. They wanted to upgrade the cabinets so they could sell the home for a higher price. Okay. And then I'm asking, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Like I'm confused. Okay. Now, if you have questions about how to follow up for your industry, or let's say you have questions on, let's say like, well, what do I say if they say this, Jeremy? Or what do I say if they ask me that after I follow up? The easiest way to get a hold of me, because I don't respond to the messages on here, is simply to text me. So I'm going to give you my number. It's 480, so write this down, 480-637-2944. So just text me right now, 480-637-2944. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have myself and 3 of my top sales trainers, and we are going to take these text messages and help you do this for your industry if that's what you want. So text me right now if you want more help, or maybe you've got other questions about something else, all right? Could be a little bit before I respond to you, but we will get back to you, okay? Now in this example, let's say you sell business lending, okay? You work for a bank or something like that, or maybe cash advance for small businesses that need to scale. They need equipment. They need to make payroll. Could be merchant cash advances, whatever they call it. These are big spaces we train in. Same thing. Yeah, is John there? John, hey, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Miner. Getting back to you. I just had a few minutes before my next call. It looks like we talked. Gosh, I want to say, when did we talk, James? It was like 5 or 6 months ago. You guys are possibly looking at getting around $1 million in funding so you could really scale your business. Did you guys give up on scaling, or what actually happened? Same concept. So if I'm talking to a bank, if I'm a banker talking to somebody about funding and they didn't go through it, or merchant cash advance or whatever, what am I selling? The results of what the funding does. Scale the business, okay? And then I'm asking, did you give up on scaling, or what actually happened, okay? And then you're right into the conversation. You see how this works. So I'm going to show you about 5 more different industries. Okay, here's a different example of solar here. Yeah, is John there? Yeah, John, hey, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Miner. Looks like we talked, I want to say, gosh, when was it? 3-4 months ago, you guys were looking at maybe putting in solar to like maybe lower your bill and kind of lock in your rate to protect you against the rate hikes from Edison. Did you guys give up on that, or what actually happened? Same concept. See, if I'm selling solar, lowering the power bill, locking in your rate to protect yourself against the rate hikes from whoever it is, okay? See how I'm doing this. Doesn't matter the industry, all right? Now, in this example, let's say if you sell a marketing agency, same format. Now, what I want you to do on your end is write down the industry-specific stuffs in the same format. Use a familiar tone. Yeah, is Jane there? Jane, hey, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Miner. Getting back to you, I just had time to get back to you. Looks like we spoke, I want to say it was maybe 3-4 months ago, about maybe getting you guys like a higher quality lead to kind of get more listings so you could really scale your real estate business. Did you give up on getting more listings, or what actually happened? So let's say if I'm a marketing agency and I was talking to a real estate agent about getting higher quality leads so they could what? Get more listings so they could what? Grow their business or sell more homes, because that would be the end result for a real estate agent if I was selling lead generation. See the same concept. And then I'm asking, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Now, notice what type of tone am I using here at the very end. This is a concerned tone. Now, why am I using a concerned tone? Did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Why? See, your tone is how the prospect interprets your intention behind everything you say and ask. That's how they read why you're asking this. But because if I go, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Like monotone tone, not going to work that well. Did you give up on that, or what actually happened? Like you're concerned for the consequence of giving up on this, okay? It immediately builds more trust because you're showing them empathy, but you're not doing it in a timid way like you're a weak salesperson. You're still assertive, but you're concerned about what? Them having this consequence of not getting more leads to sell more homes. And when they feel like you're genuinely concerned for them in that consequence, they open up more, okay? If they feel like you're just a salesperson trying to sell them, they shut down, okay? Fight or flight. Okay, let's say if you sell network marketing, affiliate marketing, doesn't matter. You're recruiting people for your business so they can make more money, start their own business, have more time. It's the same concept. Yeah, is John there? Hey, Johnny, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Miner, getting back to you. I know we talked, when was it? I met you at some event like 2 months ago about, I think we were talking about you looking at maybe starting your own business where you could, I guess, make more money, have more time. Did you give up on that, or what actually happened? I didn't hear back. Okay, I can even throw that in here. Now, I think we had another appointment, but I didn't hear back from you. Did you give up on starting your own business to make more money, or what actually happened? See, I can even rearrange that if I want to. Are you with me on that? Okay, so in this example, let's say if you're in the B2B, you sell B2B, you're selling employee benefits, huge industry we train as well. Yeah, is John there? Hey, John, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Miner. Looks like, gosh, I want to say we talked, when was, I think we had a couple of Zoom appointments 7-8 months ago about you guys were looking at maybe getting in like better benefits package so you could stop losing some of your top executives to XYZ company. I didn't hear back from you when we were supposed to talk. Did you guys give up on, trying to retain all those top people, or what actually happened? So let's say their problem was they didn't have a very good benefits package and they were losing some of their top executives to some of their competition. And then I'm tying that back in and saying, did you give up on making sure they didn't leave, or what actually happened? Or I could word that, I could even say, did you give up on that, or what actually happened? If you want to keep it generic, you can keep it generic. When we train any type of company, type of business, industry, or an individual, we always want to tie in what they said their problem was, and we want to tie that in. We want to tie in the end result in here, like the end result they wanted. The end result here is they wanted to stop losing their top executives from leaving. So I want to tie that in. Did you guys give up on preventing like some of your top people from leaving, or what actually happened? Concerned tone. See what I'm doing there, okay? I'm going to show you a couple more examples here, okay? Let's say you sell financial services, all right? And hey, if you want to learn more about this channel, you're welcome to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. My only thing is, if you subscribe, do not share this YouTube channel with your competitors. Okay, so if you got a friend selling the same thing you do, don't show them this channel. You don't want them learning what I'm going to show you every week by 2 or 3 different training videos. I can assure you. If you're going to share it with people outside of your industry that you don't compete with. My only advice. All right. Financial services, big industry training as well. Yeah, is John there? Hey, John, it's James Taylor. Looks like we talked, I want to say, gosh, when was it? 4 or 5 months ago about, I think you were looking at like different investment options so you could retire earlier. We had an appointment, but I didn't hear back. Did you guys give up on looking at those options to retire earlier, or what actually happened? See how I'm verbal pacing that. Now, this is really important here because a lot of you are going to be like, oh, they're not going to give you enough time to talk. They will if you know how to verbal pace the questions out. If you say it too fast, you will sound like what? A salesperson, and they will cut you off. But because I'm using a familiar tone up here, yeah, it's Jeremy Minor. We talked, I want to say that right there. Now their brain is going to do what? Who's Jeremy Minor? Who's Jeremy? They're trying to think who that is. So it's buying me more time. And now I'm associating. We talked, I want to say it was 4 or 5 months ago, but you were looking at like different investment options so you could retire earlier or retire on time compared to what Ameriprise was doing for you. Did you guys, I think we had an appointment, but I didn't hear. Did you give up on early retirement, or what actually happened? Okay. I can assure you, you start to learn how to verbal pace this stuff out. Your prospect's attention is at your beck and call. You are controlling their mind because of the familiar tone here and pacing the question out and the pattern interrupt with the papers. All right. I hope that helped you today. Now, like I said, if you have questions on what are you going to say next when they say, oh, we already took care of that, or oh, we're still looking, or whatever direction they go, if you want to know what to answer next, because it's beyond the scope of this video, the best way to reach me, because I don't respond to a lot of comments here, is simply to text me. All right. So text me at 480-637-2944, 480-637-2944. I've got myself and 3 other sales trainers standing by to answer questions. It could take us a little bit. Text us now. I can assure you we will answer your questions. And if you have more questions about training options, if you want to learn how to get trained for your industry and how to sell more for what you sell, you can always ask us in those texts as well. Hope that helped you. See you on the next training video, and see you when you text me.